one of the things that stuck out to me too is as I think about business ownership today, I think uh, dealing with other people's money can be scary for people.
Yeah.
Whether it's a loan or friends and family. But Todd went to friends and family, so he saved up his own money, working on these fishing boats and doing all these odd jobs and working 90 hours a week. Uh, he saved up his own money, but he went and got money from friends and family, and he actually went and got a small business loan also to bring all of this together. Just you know how much it's not cheap to build the restaurant.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's not cheap. Interesting though, like people say that, right? Like it's scary to take friends and family money. But to me, it actually puts a level of pressure
right.
that's exciting to me because it forces you to say, "Hey, I need to be a good steward." Now
Well, that's where I was going to go with that. Exactly. It's like
that's a moral compass thing, right? Like not everybody who stewards capital is that way, and that's what I think people fear in their mind is they're going to blow it up and they're going to be a Bernie Madoff or something like that. Um, but that's really what it is.
But you can, if you're that's exact you literally took the words out of my mouth. I was gonna go there with, like, the fear of other people's money is on the back of your own untested and undeveloped skill and character,
Right.
right? If you develop that, that fear or that, let's just call it a lack of confidence, it'll subside because I've taken the time to understand what I should do when I get this. I've went through the things that will persuade and give them the confidence that they need to know that I'm serious about this, and the likelihood of us achieving a return on this is high. I've gone through the details, and so your fear of taking on debt, um, be it through an institution or through friends and family, so on and so forth, is probably linked to your misunderstanding of what you're actually setting out to do or need to do.
Yeah, that conviction is what gets people to ultimately bet the jockey, not necessarily the horse. They weren't betting on Raising Canes. They were betting on the
Oh,
founder of Raising Canes, right?
mhm.
And I think that that's part of the development of becoming an entrepreneur. Like candidly, I think in today's environment, at a certain point, it is required of you to be able to raise money.
Yeah,
Sometimes that's to get more scale, to buy another business, to whether that's raising in a way, taking on debt is a form of raising money, right?
yeah, yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but it's
I
very, very challenging to just purely use cash flow in order to grow a business.
Yeah, I think that's something I've personally just been wrestling with is like, I mean, I guess the speed and the ability, the range. It's like it makes sense though to go that route as long as you have the proven character, you understand the process, you're ready for the questions, you can paint the picture. Like if you've done the preparation, it's almost like you it it's a no-brainer to not go to people who you trust and who you love and who will get on board with this. And if you have to go to an SBA and use it, great. But it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get shut down because they actually haven't put any skin in the game. Because we can pontificate about ideas all day, right?
Right.
But if you put your own neck on the line, put your own skin in the game, you do the work, you get the proof of concept, even though it's slow, right? Even though it's eating away at your savings, even though you're working another job and trying to make these things happen, that is the character development that you need
Yeah.
because inevitably we overestimate what is possible. We have irrational confidence when we first start something,
Yep.
and then you kind of get into the valley of despair where you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know anything about what I'm talking about here. And you work through that, and then you ultimately come out the other side with a rational confidence and a respect for the game that you're playing, and you've learned a lot. You don't want to do that with other people's money. You
Mhm.
want to learn with other people's money. You want to get that part out of the way, and then take that money in order to take what you've proven and known and go scale
Let's go. Let's
it.
go. So that's what Todd Gray did. 0 to 1 to 700 locations in 28 years.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Gotta love
Uh,
it.
uh, Not to dog on his success though, but I just was doing the research this weekend, just thinking about Chick-fil-A. The chicken brand. They have
Yeah.
3,000 locations, and
Dang,
they're
Todd.
not.
Step the game up, Todd.
They're not really even a franchise per se. They have this, alternative system. So, battle of the chicken, but
All right, Todd
uh,
Jr. Where's Todd Jr. at? We got to get Todd Jr. in there.
Chick-fil-A has been around a little longer though.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Roger that.